Look at how we can graph quadratic equations and find out information about them on our graphic display calculator. So I've got a quadratic equation here, and I want to draw it on the graphic display calculator, and I want to find this thing called the roots. Now I'll explain what the roots are in a minute, but let's get this into my graphic display calculator. So I'm going to go to Menu, and do not use this dynamic graph. We don't need to use that. We're just going to use number 5, the normal graph, and it takes us into here. Now make sure that you've got y equals at the top. If you haven't got y equals, you need to change it using the type here and change it to y equals. Now I'm going to type this in, so and use this x. It's x squared minus 4x minus 12. Now once that's in, we're going to draw it. Now if you look at this, we've got just some sort of curve on here, but maybe you already know a bit about quadratic equations. I actually need to have a U shape, or perhaps an N shape, but certainly a curve like that, and I can't see it all, so this is very important. We're going to change the window or the graph. So at the moment it's fine, it goes from about -6 up to just past 6, and this is the initial values. So I probably want to start at about -4 and go past 6 to a little bit beyond, and I would definitely want to come to make the minimum below -2 where it is at the moment. So I'm just going to go to this F3 here, which is the view window. Well, the X, that was okay. Let's just change that to -5, and let's go up a bit beyond 6, maybe to 8. But this is the big thing. The Y, -3 doesn't quite give me the whole curve, so I'm going to come down and just come up to about 5. Now this is going to take some playing around with. You may want to, you won't get these exactly right straight away, but let's just see now what we've got. Let's go back and redraw it, and there is our curve. So now it looks a bit more like this. Now the roots are where this curve goes through the x-axis, or the roots are where the curve x squared minus 4x minus 12 are equal to 0. So now I want to say, where is that? Can I find it on the graphic calculator? Well, for this one, it looks like it's at -2 and 6. I'm just going to verify that. Anytime you want any information about this curve, you go to GSolve. And we're going to look for F1 root. So that was F5 and then F1. So it's given me this one here at -2. So x equals -2. Notice the y value is 0. That 0 is changed there to the y value. But there's another one here. So if I click on this button here, it takes me straight in there to the other one, which is x equals 6. Let's do another one. Let's look at this one. Now, basically, we want to solve this. By finding the roots, we're actually solving 15x squared plus 11x minus 14 equals 0. So I want to solve that. I could factorize it, and it will factorize, but it's a bit difficult and a bit messy. So I'm going to exit from here, and I'm going to overwrite this with 15x squared plus 11x minus 14. So that's my quadratic equations in. Now I want to draw it. It doesn't matter if I can't see the whole curve. Oh, I can. But maybe I just want to make that a little bit tighter, to make it a bit nicer. So I'm going to go to V window and reduce the X values, because it just gives me a better curve from -3 up to 2. Let's draw it again. Aha. Now for this one, the roots are much more difficult. So there's one root and there's the other root, and I can't see what they are on the graph. So remember, what I do is go to GSolve and then to the root button. Okay, so one root was -1.4. And remember, to get the other one, we click along and get 0.66, which is 2/3. So this is how we draw a graph, change the window, and find the root.